What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, we is in the building. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. Let's get down to the situation. Let's talk about Andy, and let's talk about some of the housewives, because Andy recently did a question and answer, and he was basically dropping tea of how he feels about the housewives and who he prefer and who he doesn't prefer. Okay, let's get down to the situation. So the first question that they asked Andy was, which one of the housewives, 3 of them, that you would prefer to go on vacation with? And Andy said 3 of the quietest. Like, quietest? Andy, you want it to be quiet? You don't want to be turned up? You don't want no party going on? You don't want to be having a good time? You just want peace and quiet so you can find yourself? Like, what's going on? And so it seems like, when the housewife franchise go on vacation, he probably be looking at their, cast trips and their vacation trips like, OMG, I would never want to go on vacation with her. Look how she behaved and act. Okay, so he's throwing shade at the same time. But in any event, if that's the case, why did he say the first name was Porsha Williams? And he said Porsha is a lot of fun. So, 3 of the quietest, but the first name you call out was Porsha Williams. Do you like the way that she be out here partying and chilling? It seems like NeNe Leakes likes her company too as well. So you guys tell me what you think about that situation. Talking about 3 of the quietest, but yet, he called Porsha name first, and Porsha be out here in these streets having a good time. She be all over the place. But now when Andy first said Porsha names after he said he wanted the 3 quietest, it made me think, is he trying to, tell Porsha Williams that he's sorry that, the Porsha Williams Family Matters show took a really dark, ugly turn and it looked really bad, and it also caused you a lot of great distress, and it also caused your family to actually have a division and things of that nature? So is Andy putting that call in like, come back, Porsha, because how you have Porsha Williams and Dennis McKinley talking about custody, and things got really ugly between them two, and a lot of things was exposed, and I believe Porsha thought that it was just gonna be something real easy, real simple, real quick, let people know what was going on, but all it did was expose Porsha and her family and the divide and the confusion, and it made people look at Porsha like, oh my God, I can't believe, you're really responding and you're really acting this way. And then on top of that, seeing Porsha and the dynamics of her family was like crazy, and maybe Andy is calling Porsha to come back over here to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where each and every one of you ladies can feed off each other's story, and everything won't be focused on you so much. And then also, and the people that was in charge of Porsha Williams Family Matter, they might not be in full charge of you being and returning to the Real Housewives. It seems like Andy wants Porsha to return to the show. You guys tell me what you think. Kyle and Heather Gray, I believe, from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and Kyle, and then he said Porsha. Okay, so that's how Andy is feeling a little bit, who he would go chill with. And he says Heather Gay, she has really good taste. Okay, so shade and also Andy was asked, which out of the housewives do you want to come back to the show? And baby, Andy said none other than Miss Phaedra Parks, the lady that is out here aging backwards, out here doing her thing. And in any event, he wants Phaedra back. Like, what? He's making the calls out there like, yo, I really want Phaedra. I want Phaedra back in the picture. For real. And it's like, she's the first name he called out of all the housewives that are not there anymore, that are not on the show, or got, fired, or whatever the case may be. He said Phaedra's name. So what you guys think about that? What is Kandi feeling about that situation? Because Kandi and Andy are good friends, you know what I mean? They do a lot of business together. Kandi's over there at, Bravo, and dealing with the production company, producing and making her own, spin-offs and things of that nature. So we shall see. But it seems like, Kandi don't really mess with Phaedra like that at all. And she did make, let it be known, Kandi basically said that if she returns to the show, that she will leave the show. So it seems like Kandi got higher ups and people that are higher, than himself, keeping, Kandi Burruss over there happy. So Kandi Burruss offers too much to risk her leaving the show. And Andy said he is throwing his support behind Phaedra Parks, and he's letting everybody know. Lord have mercy. What do you guys think about that situation? And also, let's get back to Andy. Andy also said some other things, and he was also asked. Andy can throw the shade. He can be in it to win it. But he was asked, who do you miss the most? And Andy couldn't say, well, I miss this person the most. The first thing he said, well, there's usually a reason why you don't see them anymore. There's usually a reason why they're not on the show anymore. So basically he said, yeah, I may miss somebody, but if they ain't given to the show, or they leave the show, or they're not fit for the show, or they just basically don't garner attention and things of that nature, or maybe ruffled too many feathers, is the reason why they ain't there. I might miss them, but they messed up their own opportunity. So is he saying that? Or because he basically didn't come out and say, oh, it's this person, he says, there's usually a reason why you don't see them anymore. So I was like, OMG. And also Andy was asked a question, and he finished with that, and then his second response where he misses Vicky and Bethany the most. Vicky would have a heart attack if he didn't say her name. And Bethany's like, yeah, I done moved on, baby. But does this, make any of the other housewives feel a certain type of way? You tell me, because if you been given and he missed them to the most, Lord have mercy. But just because he missed you don't mean that you'll be back on the show, because there's a reason why you are not on the show in the first place. Okay? So Andy's out here throwing all types of shade and hints as well. And also Andy was asked the question, is there a housewife that you hate as much as we do, but you keep them on TV because they are good for ratings? And he said yes, there's one or two. I was like, OMG. And why did everybody say that it's Candace? Twitter went to it and everybody was saying it's Candace. It might not even be Candace, even though Andy was very rough on her on the last reunion of Real Housewives of Potomac. He was trying to teach her and also, punish her in front of the cameras as well. And people felt like there's a lot of other people that do the same thing, but I believe he wanted Candace to listen to what he was saying, and Candace wasn't following through. So they basically think it's Candace. Like, Lord have mercy. And also a lot of people are guessing that it's definitely Kenya Moore. Why would it be Kenya Moore? Kenya Moore brings the ratings. She brings everything. She does what she does. The things that they want her to do as well. She shows up. She's on time. She participates. She has her door wide open as well. There's some things that she want to keep private, but he know that she is good for ratings. And I don't think she's disrespectful like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know why people are saying that it's her. And a lot of people are saying it's just NeNe Leakes, because NeNe Leakes betrayed him. She did him wrong the most. She left him in a time that shouldn't be left. And then, she got away with so much, and she said this about him, and she said that about him, his habits, and things of that nature, and what he do out here in these streets, and how he treat people, and how the network treated her and treat people, the way that they're not supposed to be treated, of color, and things of that nature. And then, it just went down the hill from there. But in any event, a lot of people think it's NeNe, because NeNe is the one that jeopardized, his castle the most. So you guys tell me what you think. And also, some people are saying Kenya Moore. I don't know. But is it Kandi Burruss? Do we have a problem with Kandi Burruss? And the reason why I'm not mentioning any of the other housewives' name from the franchise, I really, don't care. So you guys tell me what you think about this situation. But in any event, it wouldn't be fair to say that, Andy is basically calling out these two people, or that two people, or these two housewives, or that two housewives, because he could be talking about anybody. And then once you put the target on that person, you make people feel a certain type of way. And then also it's going with that narrative that it may not even be that person. But when you got speculations and former behaviors that Andy has, displayed in the past, people might put this together that that together and he's talking about that person. But in any event, he said 1 or 2, and there's really a lot of housewives, so 1 or 2, if you don't like 1 or 2, that's pretty much okay. But it all depends on the reason why you don't like 1 or 2. Is it fair or is it not fair? So what do you guys think about Andy throwing the shade, and who is the 1 or 2 housewives that he don't like, but he keep them on TV because of ratings? It might not be NeNe Leakes because she ain't on TV anymore, but did he not like her in the past? Or he just stopped liking her because she was speaking up and saying all types of things about what goes on over there on Bravo. So you guys tell me what you think. Peace.